Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 472 in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here, honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Hey, it's an F-It Friday. Yeah, first time we've used that one. Get used to it. It is the last day of January. It's a work day and it's time to go, so let's do this. First things first, I am still the realist. I am also learning. Yeah, every successful person, you read an interview, you see a video, they talk about like you just got to keep learning, right? You got to keep learning. You have to be able to adapt and change as the world changes because it does, right? And so, yeah, I mean, learning for me looks like I ask a lot of questions, right? And I have OCD, so I just sit there and I just think of things and I recall conversations, go through it. And a lot of times, answers or additional questions will come later, right? Could be an hour later, a day later, a week later, just all of a sudden something will pop into my mind. And it's like that thing in Blink where it's like our mind is a supercomputer and it's processing all this information. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's like, there you go. That's what you need to know. You're like, whoa, how about that? Anyway, yeah, I'm learning, right? I'm learning from people who are more successful than I am at certain things in life. And so I ask their opinion, like, hey, what do you do here? What do you do in this situation? And I learn, right? I also learn from my own mistakes. So my thank yous go out to hashtag girl dad. Man, I saw this for the first time yesterday. It was a tribute that Elle Duncan, who is a Sports Center anchor, one of my favorites, by the way, a piece she did on Kobe, right? And it's beautiful. And Elle Duncan is a beautiful young lady. I've had a Twitter exchange with her. Come to find out, it was shortly after she met Kobe. And yeah, she's tough. She's nobody's fool. And to see the way that she reacted was just, I mean, it gets me. Anyway, when I think about girl dad, right? Because obviously I've been thinking a lot about this, is that for me, the first person I remember looking at and saying, wow, that guy's really happy to be a girl dad. And it was Hobie, who's OG of girl dad. I saw his relationship with his daughter completely change his life, right? Just completely. And I felt myself because I was the odd man out, right? It's like you're playing musical chairs and all of a sudden, Ray Ray comes in the picture and Uncle Rob's out. I'm standing around looking, I'm like, what? Oh, man. And like, what was I going to do? I can get mad at him for being a great dad? No, I had to accept it. Like, this is life. This is how this works. And I just watched him and was amazed. And then, and that would have been like in 1999, right? Or the beginning of 2000. And yeah, and that was just always an example for me. I'm like, I know this is going to come in helpful someday. And then like 10 years later, I met the War Eagle, right? We talked about him right after the beginning of the year. And he told me when I told him that a little girl was in my future, right? And he told me what it was going to be like. He's like, she's going to reach into your soul. She's going to snatch it and she'll never give it back. And you won't want her to give it back. And yeah. And then as I met Addison and just became enamored and just head over heels in love with her, like every dad should be with their daughters. Um, I then quickly came to the realization, like, man, girl empowerment is a thing, right? These girls are, in a lot of ways, they're smarter than boys. The reason that have been repressed through history is because, well, like, let's just be honest, some dudes got in front of it and like, oh yeah, no, we can't have them in charge. Just in those black folk, no, we don't want them either. Anybody, just a bunch of white guys. That's what we want, right? And that worked they had like 100 years. So congratulations, but it's over now, right? It's over. And so, yeah, I joke with women all the time, women who get things done, right? And you know the difference. There's DNBs. Those are do nothing broads or bitches. Those are not my words. Those are Pink and Ronda Rousey, both girls. Neither one of it. You wouldn't want to mess with either one of those women, right? Like they're like, look, don't be one of those girls. Don't be one of those girls that the only thing you have is pretty. And so, as Addison came along, I'm like, here is this beautiful girl. Like, I need to introduce her and give her access to these women who are crushing it and be like, girl, you can be just like them. And she can. And so, again, like I often joke, like, just remember, I was an early adopter. So when women take over the universe, right? Have pity on me, right? Like I was an early adopter. So anyway, yeah, girl power or girl dad. I'm very happy, thankful that I'm a girl dad, and I'm thankful for all of the War Eagle, F2, Hobie, Hobie's mom, all those people. Like being a girl dad, that is an important thing. And so here's my thought of the day. It's an F it Friday, right? I think you know what the F stands for, right? And so the moral of today is this: take that shot, take the big swing, right? What a lot of us loved about Kobe is like when it mattered the most, he wanted to be there. He wanted to be the one taking that shot. And too many times we let our mind get in the way of what our mind just told us to do. Our mind will put a thought in there, right? Whether, some people say that's Jesus. Some people say, I don't know what it is, right? Like that falls in that. I don't know where that comes from. I just have learned to listen to that voice when it's positive. When it's negative, it's usually that MF or fear. And like, you get out of here, right? Like nobody's interested in what you have to say, right? Like nobody's going to die with me picking up the phone and calling somebody and doing this and doing that, right? But when it's positive, right, wherever that message comes from, we need to learn to listen to it, right? That's there for a reason. We need to trust that instinct. Is it always going to be right? Of course not, right? Of course not, right? Because the person on the other side may listen to their negative voice too, right? That's why we just shoot or shoot, right? So on an F It Friday, finish strong, right? Trust me, right? Like when I tell people this all the time on daily discipline, I am doing this. Part of this is the repetition of positive energy where I just am retraining my brain. Like, go. Stop asking questions. Go. When you know you're supposed to do something, just go, right? And there is regret when you don't, right? You're like, man, I could have done more. I could have done this. It's just, you want to eliminate that. When the thought comes in, just take action. Finish strong. You'll have a better weekend on an F It Friday. If you just say, hey, there are 5 things I didn't get done today, just do them, right? They don't have to be perfect. Good is the enemy of great, like all that, perfection is the enemy of progress. Sometimes it's literally just a phone call, just an email. And, it may be just like what we were talking about earlier, where the person on the other side is processing that. It may take them a week, 2 weeks, but if you stay after them, they'll respond. You'll have a better weekend. You won't be sitting around with regrets. You'll learn lessons out of it, right? Like you will learn what works, what doesn't work. And again, your brain's a supercomputer too. It's going to tell you, like, it's just going to put those thoughts in your mind and you learn to take them. I remember one of the best business development leaders I ever had. I mean, it's not even close. This guy gave such great advice. The delivery could have used some work sometimes because often it was, packaged. Like this great piece of advice was packaged in personal insults and name calling and swear words. And like, it took me forever to open that box. I was like, what, there are some more insults in there? But the message was make assertive mistakes, right? He's like, look, very rarely do people get fired for making assertive mistakes. What they get fired for is not making mistakes and letting things fester or not take action, all this. So make assertive mistakes. And the last thing is, on an F It Friday, just do the work, right? Trust the process. If your heart's pure, if you're doing the right thing, good things are going to happen to you. But we have to take action. F it. Trust the process. Do the work. And when fear starts calling, just remember, what are we going to tell him? Shut up and nobody cares. Just work harder. With that, we're done. Hands up. Peace out. We're better together on an F It Friday. For sure. For reals. So go out and get yours. I'll be back tomorrow on a Savage Saturday. Deuces. Love you. Bye.